Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about Will Smith's series that he just released, and it is called The Best Shape of My Life. And what we're going to talk about is really what we can learn from it, because at the end of the day, having a high profile celebrity like Will Smith come out and talk with openness and vulnerability about everything he's going through is a major help, because this is what we need to do to help each other, is talk about it. And obviously he acknowledges it himself in his videos that he is seen as this blockbuster. I think he says alien annihilator, this badass, this pillar of positivity, charisma. And if you've seen the series, and if you haven't, I advise you watch it. There is a lot to dissect, and there's a lot to take from it in terms of what we can do to kind of fight this battle ourselves, because in reality we're all fighting this battle, every day. Essentially, we're trying not to drown. That's what it is. And the fact of the matter is that mental health and mental illness affects everybody, men, women, whatever pronoun or pronouns you identify with, it affects us all. Rich, poor, celebrities, it doesn't matter. It affects us all, and it's a silent killer. Some of the things we're going to talk about today from the video, for example. The synopsis of the show kind of is basically, it's about Will getting in shape. As somebody who's, interested in staying in shape and tries to, this was what drew me in. But it's not really about that at all. What it's about is, really why is he out of shape? What happened? And I think we can all relate to this. We're in a global pandemic, and I think most of us are in bad shape now. Whether we were in good shape before, or we're in bad shape and we're in worse shape now, most of us, I would say, the pandemic has affected our health in multiple ways, mental and physical. And obviously some people have gone the opposite, and they're now in really good shape, and they use lockdown and they were doing videos workouts every day. And great for those guys, but I am personally not one of them. And I know a lot of other people are in a similar state, because when we're struggling with our mental health, it's not that easy to be in shape. And the reason for that is because everything's a lot harder. You're literally fighting your own brain on a daily basis. So forget about going to the gym or going running or eating well. Everything suffers when you're in a bad mental place. If you look at someone who's feeling depressed, unless they're super high functioning, which does happen, but not everyone who's depressed can be high functioning all the time. And you can almost guarantee that the washing up's piling up. They're behind on their chores. They're maybe not being as kind to themselves as they can. In terms of writing mindset, they're probably not being as creative or productive as they can. They're probably struggling with all of these things. I know I do. And it's really interesting that Will Smith, obviously, we all know him for that version of himself that he puts out, and he acknowledges that. And to have someone who kind of has been portraying himself as this perfect kind of person, to peel away those layers, to kind of peel back that mask of masculinity, and just to be vulnerable and open. I'm for sure going to read his book. That is refreshing, and it's helpful. It's really helpful to talk about it. And the thing is, mental health, physical health, it all goes hand in hand. If you're not in a good mental place, you're going to be in a good physical place. And Will acknowledges that. He says, if you feel weak mentally, you're going to feel weak physically, and if you feel weak physically, you're going to feel weak mentally, and it all goes hand in hand. So as much as it's a journey about fitness, it's a fitness transformation. If you watch the video, you realize that it kind of evolves into something else. And also at the same time, obviously it's appropriate to his channel, he's trying to write his memoir. He's trying to write and be creative. And you see, because of his mental health, that his creativity is struggling as well. He's not been productive. He's struggling to meet his deadlines, and of course, some of it is, kind of dramatized, etc. But we can all struggle. We can all relate to that. And he talks about suicide. He sits there candidly with his friends and loved ones, and he talks about a low point where he contemplated suicide because he felt weak. He felt like a coward. And if you struggle with this yourself, as I know I do, people that do. If you've lost people to suicide, I know I have. It comes from that sense of just everything being overwhelming. So the first point I'm gonna say we can learn something from Will Smith and his, openness and his struggle, is that we can learn from. I'm not sure what episode it is, but he talks about when his father made him and his brother, build a wall essentially over a period of years, and every day they had to lay a brick, and it was this idea of, don't worry about the wall, just lay a perfect brick each day. Come back the next day, lay another perfect brick. When they finally finished this wall, his father said, now don't you ever tell me that you can't do something. And that's a beautiful kind of, analogy. It's a beautiful lesson. And of course, we learn more about his father and everything else later on. But let's just highlight that. I mean, that is one thing that I was like, wow, that is so helpful. When it comes to goal setting, whether it be for writing or whatever it is, just laying those bricks. It's a really nice idea, and I think it's already started to help me. So when I do my goal setting, rather than think, I need to build this wall, I need to build this house, I think, lay a brick, that one little thing at a time. So when I'm doing a goal setting, rather than think, I need to do all of these things, I think, I'm just going to do this today. Like, we're talking about physical health, but I'm going to have a smoothie, I'm just going to go to the gym. If it's a bad workout, I'm just going to go today. If I'm writing, I think, okay, I don't feel like writing, I'm just struggling, whatever, I'm just going to write one chapter. Or, for university, I'm, again, struggling, I think, okay, I'm just going to do this one little bit. Rather than think about this wall that I need to be building, I think, okay, just lay a brick. Just do one thing. And I think, I'll write a chapter. I'll, maybe work on a short story that I've got to submit. I'll do just work for 1 hour, whatever it is, just a small step. And I would go even further and say, don't worry about laying a perfect brick, just lay a brick. Because, obsessing with the perfectionism, especially with writing, is not a good mindset to do. So instead just think, I'm just going to write 500 words. I'm going to write for an hour, whatever it is. And don't try and write perfectly. That's not a good strategy, but just do something. And it kind of coincides with a bit of advice I've got from, my therapist, which again has helped me a lot. And I want to share it with whoever's listening to this, because I think it's great advice. I was always beating myself up. If you're suffering from depression, you don't talk to yourself in a very nice way. And I would always be, when my mental health got really bad, it's because I got overwhelmed. So there's too much things that I think I need to do. I need to go to the gym, I need to do this for uni, I need to be doing good at work, I need to be improving my relationship, I need to be better with people, I need to be, making YouTube videos, I need to be blah blah, I need to be writing my book. Should. And the thing is, I would kind of get all these unrealistic goals and things, and I should be doing, and then I would feel even worse when I didn't do them. My therapist said, flip the script. Rather than think about what you should be doing, just replace the word should with could. And guys, fucking hell, that helped me a lot. So rather than think, I should go to the gym, I should write 5 chapters, I should have finished this book, I should be working on my book, I would just flip the script and be like, okay, I could go to the gym today if I feel like I can. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And if I don't go, I think, okay, I could have gone, but no worries. I'll go when I'm feeling like I can. Be like, rather than think, I should have written 5,000 words, I think, okay, I could have written more, but, I wrote 1,000 words. I wrote like 100 words, whatever it is. I've done something. Do you know what I mean? And that could versus should just really helped me a lot. And it's really important, these celebrities coming out with this kind of this vulnerability, because I guarantee you, like, if Will Smith, God forbid, commits suicide, and he never kind of released this footage or showed the world this side of himself, everyone would have been shocked, like they always are. Will Smith, he was such a happy guy. He was successful. He was rich. We shouldn't be shocked anymore because, mental health, depression, it does not care who you are. And that is the bottom line. I mean, I'm wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. Kurt Cobain, it says it all. Robin Williams, it goes on. I know personally, several people that commit suicide. My own dad committed suicide. Everyone thought he was happy. We can't hide behind our mask anymore. We have to be able to peel them off. We have to be honest with one another. We have to be. And we can't just kind of fight it in our own brains. We need to talk about it with your friends. Like, here I am talking to the internet, essentially. Will anyone watch it? I don't know. But, if one person watches this video and something I've said helps them, then that's progress. That's what we should be doing. We should be trying to help each other. Obviously, Will Smith needs 10 million subscribers. Him opening up about this struggle, it's going to help a lot of people. I know it's helped me. And, he talks about the idea of cowardness in this series. He's being incredibly brave because he didn't have to show this side of himself to everybody. Look what happened with his wife when he broke down in that interview. He got turned into a meme. Do you know what I mean? That's the world we live in. It's a callous world. He got turned into a meme for breaking down. It's horrible, but that is the world we live in. And he's incredibly brave, and I've got a lot of respect for him for doing this. And I had a lot of respect for him previously for his body of work, but, I always think, I wish I could be like him. And it's kind of refreshing and almost a relief to realise that, someone like Will Smith, who I guess I put on a pedestal, he's taken himself off that pedestal and just been authentic. And I think, God, if Will Smith struggles with this, I haven't got to give myself such a bad time. And on the writing side of it, you see him struggling to be creative. You see how hard it is to write and be creative when you're struggling with your mental health. Really is. It's very difficult when, you're overwhelmed. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed if you're a student like me, or, if you're trying to write your own book or whatever it is. It's very easy to get overwhelmed, to kind of lose sight of the forest through the trees, that kind of thing. And we have to have open conversations about it. That's what's great. Will Smith's using his platform to talk about these issues. And, you see in the series, he starts to prioritize his self-care. He starts to peel back that kind of entertainer mindset, and he starts to just say, like, no, like, I don't want to be doing these scripted things anymore. I want to just be doing it kind of off camera. You see him do that. He has days off when he needs to. He takes some agency of his own mental health, and we all need to do that. So I think there's a lot we can learn about from Will Smith and people like him. The main takeaway points, I think, are that kind of lay a brick one day at a time, one brick at a time, and communication, openness with your loved ones, your friends, each other. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because it's a very brave thing that we can do, and try and take steps to combat it. So goal setting, trying to exercise whatever you can. These kind of things, they're really going to help you. And because end of the day, like, I try and set daily kind of goals and self-care goals, professional goals, creative goals. But it's all that should rather than should mentality. And, to whatever stage you're at, set yourself little goals. And it could be something as simple as, to use my example yesterday, my only goals were just to start the washing up. There's a pile of washing up that was just building up. I just couldn't do, to do a washing load, to hang it up, Didn't want to go to the gym. I was like, I just got to the gym and do something. And again, didn't want to write. I was like, I'm just gonna try and spend an hour writing. Didn't want to read. I was like, I'm just gonna spend an hour reading. These tiny little goals, but they kind of build up incrementally. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It could be simple as I'm gonna brush my teeth today. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna get up and take a shower. Or I'm gonna put my makeup on today. I'm gonna go for a 10-minute walk. I'm gonna call a friend. Whatever it is, whatever stage you're at, just little small goals every day. Goal setting is very important, and just keep laying those bricks. And if this in any way did help you, leave a like, and then I know I would have helped at least one person, and that makes it all worthwhile. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.